Hello viewers, this is Grandma Corn again, and we have two delights for you today. We are going to make drop biscuits, the best you ever had, and we are going to make the best mashed potatoes you ever had. Get ready, here we go. Okay, this is Grandma Corn again, and it's time to preheat. You should start that before you start your batter because it's going to take you a while. We're going to heat up our oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit. We will first bake, and then we will do 475. I'm finding it. There you go. And don't forget, push the start button. There you go. This is Grandma Corn again, and we are going to get our dry ingredients together first. We're going to start with 2 cups of flour, which I've already measured. You know how to do that, right? And then we're going to add our baking agents. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. There you go. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Here we go. Oh, too much. Okay, that's good. And we want a teaspoon of sugar, however you contain it. Here we have our sugar. There we go. We're going to do a teaspoon. Not much. You don't want your biscuits too sweet. And let me check the sugar. We're going to have 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. There we go. Salt. We're going to take our teaspoon and just kind of guess it. There you go. That's about it. The end of our dry ingredients. Here we go with our wet ingredients. We're going to start with a half a cup of melted butter. That would be 1 stick. We have melted it in the microwave, not too hot, or you know what it does. Pop, pop, pop. We did that correctly. And then we are going to add the buttermilk. Be sure you shake your buttermilk. And then you do a cup. I think it's just fine. You can use the same cup you used for your flour. Save some dishes. Up you go. Don't get your butter too hot or you're not going to have happen what you want. There you go. Here's what you want. You stir it. I know, doesn't that look yucky? But that's exactly what we want because you're getting little clumps of butter and buttermilk together, and that is going to make the best biscuits ever. Here we go. We've got our dry ingredients and we have our wet ingredients. And guess what? We are going to combine the two. Notice it still looks kind of bad, but it's gonna be good. Here we go. Yum, 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 yum. Do not consider how it's looking. It's going to taste great. Watch, you've got to stir it so it all gets combined. Again, you've got to get all that flour in there. And you know what? If this is too dry, we're just going to add a little more buttermilk. Use your judgment. Let me look at it. See, I think that's a bit dry. Let me find the buttermilk. Excuse me. Here we go. Little more buttermilk. Using my grandma experience there. Here we go. Let's see how we get it. It's got to get soft enough you can drop it because these are dropped biscuits, right? You know what? I'm going to add a little more. Hold on. Here we go. You watch. This is a lot of experience at work. Here we go. See, we got to get all that flour mixed in, right? Great. Look at that. Oh, perfect now. Perfect. perfect. Oops, gotta get that, Russ. I think we're good. I think we're good. We are now ready to put our biscuits on the pan. And if you notice, our pan has parchment paper on it. I highly recommend it. Helps tremendously with cleanup. And I've already done 11 of 12 biscuits. I've kind of spread them out so that when they grow, it's gonna be good. I've got one left. All you do, this is what you do, you just kind of scoop and drop. Hence the name, dropped biscuits. Little left, I'm just gonna drop it on. See that guy? He looks a little sparse. There you go, and I think we're ready for the oven. This is Grandma Corn. Our biscuits are in the oven. We're waiting 12 minutes to check and make sure they're done, and we're gonna get our potatoes going. You can have any kind of potatoes. You can have Yukon Gold, it's one of my favorites, but we've got Idaho. A little bit earlier, I did 2 of them, and I have them in cold water so they don't discolor. Here's our last one. Notice there are lots of different shapes. You've got to figure out how many you might need. But here you go. Don't get your finger. Be safe. Just get all the skin off. Okay, we've got our 3 potatoes peeled, and the 2 that were in the water are cut into like 1-inch cubes. You don't want much bigger than that. That helps them cook quickly. And I've got them in cold water so they don't discolor again. And here's our last one, and we're just going to slice it into 1-inch cubes. Okay? Watch your fingers. And have a sharp knife. That always helps. We're almost done. Not bad. Ready? Set. Go. Ready. We're ready to cook. Okay, here we are at the stove. We have a 4-quart. You have to base it on how many potatoes you have, but you have to make sure that your container is big enough to hold all your potatoes plus at least 1 inch of cold water. You have to add salt, very important. Just give it a sprinkle. Then you're going to add your potatoes that you've already. Okay, it's in cold water. We're going to turn on the stovetop. We're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to reduce it and let it cook 12 to 15 minutes until it's pierced with a sharp knife. Grandma Corn, it's time for the biscuits. I checked at 12 minutes. It took 2 more minutes, but they're ready, and we're going to take them out. You can tell the tops are brown. They've risen, but we're not done yet. It's time to put on the butter on the top, the final topping. Time to do the final butter topping. Watch this. Love doing this. I hope you enjoy these videos, and if you do, please subscribe. My grandkids love all this stuff, and guess what? If I keep doing it, they keep getting it. Can you stop? Okay, here we go. Ooh, just enough. Perfect. They should then be put on the cooling rack and cool for 5 minutes before you let those grandkids at them. The potatoes are done. We have tested them with a fork or knife. It has to go in carefully. And over we go, but be very, very careful. There you go. Oh, they're looking great. Okay. Time to mash. I'm going to use the same pot because that saves us a dish. Here we go. We've got our pot. We've got our done potatoes. Next thing, can't go wrong. We're going to add butter. Okay. Make sure you have some sort of masher around. I love this manual masher. Add your butter. And now we're going to mash. Looking good. Now we need to season our potatoes. That means salt. Here we go. Make sure you got enough, but not too much. That. Great. A little pepper. Depending on what your crowd likes, but it helps. We're going to spread that around with our mashing. Now we slowly start adding cream or milk. I suggest cream, can't go wrong. And mash, 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 mash. You know, when I'm done, I'm going to see if my grandkids want to try some of this. They might just show up on our... Okay, see, that's not enough. Here we go again. Keep adding. You want it to be like Grandma's soft mashed potatoes. Be ready. This is good. See, it's getting there. It's getting there. Here we go. I'm adding the whole thing. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with it. And you watch it disappear. Those potatoes are going to love it. Different techniques, whatever works for you. And if you're mad, go for it. You know what the final test is? Good. Perfect.
Hi, I'm Grandma Corn's granddaughter, and I'm trying her mashed potatoes. Let's see. This is amazing! They're like really creamy, really buttery, just perfect. Let's get it out of there.
This is Grandma Corn. We now have mashed potatoes that are great. We have biscuits. If you like it, subscribe, give us a like button, and we're going to come back. Grandma Corn signing off.